Hi, in this video I will show you how I use a master sketch to create 3D geometry in SolidWorks. We will be using convert entities with sketch, then multiple features including revolve, sweep, linear pattern, dome, and indent. This is video number 2 in this mini-series. Make sure you've already seen video 1, linked in the description below. Let's go. All right, so let's start creating parts. What we're going to do is keep that master sketch visible, and we're going to select certain elements of that sketch to convert. In this case, just that top section, and then I'm going to revolve it. I hit R for revolve, that's my hotkey, and I'm going to make this the axis of revolution and press OK. And there we go, there's our body. Now, I already had, because this is an ANAMALZ part, I already had a appearance added to the file as a wood appearance. That's why that's come up straight away. Well, you can see that here in my appearances tab. Let's save that. Let's do the head next. So I'm going to go right plane for the head. I'm going to this time right click, select chain for that head section. We'll do another sketch just to close the shape. Because it's a revolve here, I could include the hole for the rope that goes between the two, but I'll just leave it. I think just leave it for now. There's an easy way to do that later. I just need to select the central axis point and press OK, and that is the head. Then for the feet are a little bit different. If we look at the existing drawing, we can see that they are circular at the bottom. So I'll do them as a revolve. Then what I think we'll do is we'll put them on a plane. So I'll move the plane out, do the sketch on the plane, or convert the sketch onto the plane, and then do the revolve there. And the size of the rope, in this case, was 4.5. So smaller leg to head, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to put front view back on, and we're going to click on the right view. I'm going to go reference geometry plane, and what I want to look for here is I want to find the center point of where that foot is. So I'm going to bring that plane all the way out till it sits in the middle. It's about there, 16 millimeters. That works pretty well for me. I like my planes hidden, so I'm going to hide that. Then click on it to sketch. And I'm going to select this sketch, convert, put a line through the middle, trim off the remainder, hit R for revolve, right click, and that is done. Now, there is another one there, isn't there? Let's put it in, even though we're going to have 4 identical feet for the finished product. We're going to put them in the master file just for visual purposes. And because I might use this file as well for 3D print, probably use the assembly, but it can't hurt. Now, we want to linear pattern this body. We could also sketch pattern it. Let's try linear pattern first. I'm going to select the body. I'm going to select direction 1 as front. I want it to go up to reference, selected reference, this center point. That didn't work. Maybe this center point. No, this point. Sorry, I better click that box first. That's right. That was my mistake. Make sure that box is active. So I'm going up to this point. I want to go from this point. Oh no, select the reference and not associated with the features. Okay. Okay, I've selected that round edge at the bottom. That's fine. But I need to change the instances to 2. So it's just doing 1, 2. Okay. So you see how I've done that? I've used this round edge as a reference. I can do a round edge because it's got a central point to it. And I've used this sketch point as my up to reference. I'm going to press OK. And there's the second foot. Should we mirror? Let's wait for the mirror. All right. Okay, so there are our main bodies. Let's get the tail in. I'll show you how I was going to do that. So the tail is actually going to be like a little round thing, yeah? So it's just a little round stumpy thing. Comes up, and it's got a bit of a dome to it. So what I'm going to do is use my right plane, convert that edge, and then do a sweep boss base, make that a circular profile. And then I just need to increase the size until it matches, or I can see on the sketch now. I pressed the wrong button there, it disappeared. Let's try that again. Circular profile, 6, 6. I want to unmerge result. I don't want to combine them just yet. And then I'm going to put a dome on the end. So I'm going to hit dome, face. I'm going to make it nice and puffy. I'm going to hit elliptical dome. And that's just going to smooth it out. That's okay. That's looking really good. Okay, so a couple of things to clean up our file just before we move on. I'm going to rename the body. I'm going to rename the bodies. Sorry, I'm going to rename the features. So this will be, Revolve 1 will be body. Now, I'm not renaming them entirely, just the ends, or just adding a description to them, just so I know a bit later where to go. Now these are all pretty simple, so I'm just renaming individual features, but if they were more complicated, I put complicated features into one single folder and then rename the folder. All right, so let's add some of those rope components that are joining pieces. First one we will do is this one here, the neck. The only thing that we really need to determine is how big the rope is going to be, so how thick it is. This can be pretty thick. Do we convert that edge already? No, done that now. So let's do a swept boss base. Let's make it 8 millimeters. Let's unmerge result. And now we've got the neck body. Now the neck body is going to have a different material appearance. I just like to put on this white cotton. There is a rope material somewhere. I've got it actually in another file. Let me bring that up real quick. Never mind. Okay, that one's done. Let's do the other ones on the sides. So let's use our front view because that'll give us the kind of shape. You can see it's not necessarily like a straight line that gets cut. It is a straight line that gets into the parts, but between it's got a bit of a curve. So on the front plane, let's just do something like this. That's got to be straight there. We do have a sketch to reference, so I'm going to select that point and that point, make them horizontal. Also going to make this vertical, and then when it's in the body, it's going to actually like have a straight line until it escapes, and then I'll have a curve to it, like that. So what I'm really interested in is that straight section, because that's where a drill is going to go up into the wood to take away material. We want to kind of get that angle right. Now, if I hide that, I can see my sketch is here at the moment. It's not where it really needs to be for doing that element. So what we can do is create a plane. We could do this with 3D sketches, but I want to keep it simple, straightforward. So I'm going to put that plane there. I'm going to edit the sketch and move it from the front plane to this new plane. All right, now we can see it's kind of in the right line. If I do a section view at this plane, I can actually see how much of the wood it's cutting into, which is not very much. And the straight section actually will have to start until up here. So we're going to make that tangent, just tweak this. Now, it's going to be funny. So bring that curve section down. What I do here is go much higher. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, up. Why is that? So don't want that referencing anything. I'm going to give that a dimension. I'm going to control the endpoint, because then it makes it easier to move and manipulate everything else, see, because it's not moving all over the place. It's actually kind of limited to where it can go. I'm going to do it like that, and then I'm going to add a angle, 15, okay. I think it's not going into enough wood. So even though it's matching, it's kind of matching the shape, the curve of the leg, realistically, manufacturing is just going to create too much thin section. It needs to come in a lot more. So I'm going to change that. And this is kind of my role in the project. Make sure stuff can be made. And that's the reason for the drawings. This sketch is a bit slow to react. That's happening now. I'm going to dimension the straight section rather than dimension an angle. Computer's a bit slow all of a sudden. It was part of that. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now we can turn off the section view and the eye, and also turn off that front view sketch. The rope size that we're going to use, in this one they used 4.5 for that hole. So they were using like a 4mm rope. So it's kind of thin. This is a bear. I think might be 5 or 6. So let's try a sweep circular profile, 6mm. I think that looks pretty good. It could even be bigger, but we'll stick with that for now. Uncheck merge result and press OK. We'll copy the material from one to the other, just the appearance. And now here's a neat trick. Because the shape of those legs are pretty much the same, like the feet are in line, okay? If we have a look at these concept images or the rotation, you'll see the feet, you know, they're in line. They're one behind the other, and they've kind of got the same profile. They look maybe a little bit different in length because they just go in at that body at different positions. So I'm going to go to linear pattern. I'm actually going to drop that linear pattern down to the bottom in my feature tree. We're going to edit that linear pattern feature, and I'm going to include that second leg body. All right. Now that's going to be interesting to see how much material is left when that is cut. So you can see it's sort of coming right at the edge. It's quite thin as it comes up. Maybe it's okay. The factory will let us know if it's not. But maybe I should just bring in that leg ever so slightly, 1 millimeter. All right, okay, that's looking good. Let's try now a tool that I have not used very often at all, so I'm still learning. It's called the Indent tool, or intersect, indent, insert, features, indent. What does the indent do? Good question. Push solid surface model by another. Okay. Let's try an example here. So my target body is this one, the main body. I want to remove a selection, and I want to remove the material that matches this body. Cut, okay, and now check this out. If I hide this body, got a neat little hole, exactly where that goes. So it's a very quick way of creating one body and creating room for it to fit in another. Now that, while I've done that detail, that's just reminded me that maybe that's not deep enough, how far that goes in. Now I actually want to change the way I've dimensioned this. So I'm going to delete these dimensions, and I'm going to actually dimension from the outside point. Now 53, and from the front 93. The main reason is I want to make this a bit longer. I think it needs to go a bit deeper into the body, and that'll do so now. Like if I have a look and isolate this hole, you can see it's a bit deeper. Cool. So that's indented that. Let's see what else we can do with indent. And look, it's not up on my toolbar, so why don't I show you how to do that? Right click on the command manager, customize, commands, search, indent, grab, click, drop, done. Let's grab indent, target body, tool body regions. Now, can we do multiple at the same time? 1, 2, 3, cut. Okay, let's check it out. Oh, yes. That is looking fantastic. Now, what I'm thinking is that I can actually use all these at the one time. Pretty neat. Now, I need to mirror those legs to the other side. How about we, before we do this pattern, we do an indent, that being the target body, that being the tool body, and we cut, we pattern it, then we're going to mirror those bodies, and then we're going to do full indent for all sides at the same time. Let's hide that master sketch, and there you have it, the main body of our product. Looking great. If we look at transparency, you can see, look, it's got the holes cut inside. Same for the head. Oh, the head doesn't yet. I need to do that. Same for all the feet. So let's do another indent, target body, tool body. Beautiful. Is looking really good. Now, one thing I don't know about the scale proportions yet, but we are getting there. The shape and form, I think, is looking great. Let's check how it looks with some of our previous views. That's looking kind of in line, isn't it? And side view. So I've just gone to a wireframe view, and you can see then the wireframe with the sketch image behind. Quite useful for making these assessments. Now, this is obviously a little bit different to the artistic concept, but I think it's comfortably in range as far as the concept goes. Perhaps this needs a radius on the front edge. So let's put that in. Just going to use a fillet tool around that off. Now, a lot of that should be hidden by the fabric that goes over the top, so I'm not too concerned. All right. Hey, thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, please like and share. If you've got any suggestions for other content, leave it in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And there's some other videos here. Check out. Thanks.